Hey Facebook friends and family, I wanted to give you all a tutorial since it's the holiday season on some candy making because I thought maybe since stores are a little bit harder to get to and not a lot of people are wanting to shop at Amazon these days, that maybe you want a way to gift smarter this year. So we're gonna make some pecan brittle today. It's a favorite of mine and it's pretty easy and the ingredients you need are pretty simple. For your ingredients, you're gonna need pretty basic stuff. We have sugar, corn syrup. I'm using dark. I like that it's a little bit richer, makes it taste like a pecan pie, but you could use light if you wanted a little bit more simpler of a flavor. Some salt, tap water, nuts, obviously. I'm using pecans, some butter that I have melted, and some baking soda for later. Dexter, come say hi. The one thing you want to remember about making candy is that everything needs to happen pretty quickly. If you're a few degrees over and under, your candy might turn out a little gummy or a little overcooked. And if you don't work fast enough, things might harden before you want them to. So it's really important that all of the pieces are prepared before you actually start cooking your sugar. So the first thing I'm going to do is grease the cookie sheet that I am going to spread the brittle out onto. Excuse me. A couple of other things you're going to want to have prepped ahead of time is to have a couple tablespoons of butter melted or warmed up to room temperature. And then you'll also want to measure a teaspoon of baking soda into a little tray, just so that you're not trying to measure that during the final hour. So in a saucepan, we're going to add a cup of sugar. I'm actually just going to measure into this. I know you're really only supposed to use these for liquids, but all my measuring cups are dirty and I don't feel like washing them. Cup of sugar, a half cup of corn syrup. And again, like I said, I like using the dark because it has a little bit richer of a flavor, but you could use clear if that is what you have. Oh yeah. Ooh. Really should have done that with a spoon. Next, a quarter teaspoon of salt. It's fine, you can open your soda. Right in there. A quarter cup of water. Temperature is not important. And we're gonna set that aside for a second because the next thing I need to do is chop up a cup of my pecans because I only have whole pecans. I know I originally said 1 cup of pecans. For this batch, I ended up adding more, about 1.5. Okay, and that's it for our nuts. So we're gonna go over to the stovetop now. So we're going to simmer our sugar, syrup, and water mixture on medium heat, and once all the gritty sugar is dissolved, throw in your pecans and keep that simmering on medium. Now with candy making, temperature is always really crucial, so keep an eye on the candy thermometer the entire time this is going. You're aiming for 300 degrees. Keep the heat at medium, and please don't rush this part. If you crank up the heat and try and hurry to 300 degrees, you're not going to give enough time for the moisture to evaporate, and you're going to wind up with sticky, chewy brittle. The second you hit 300 degrees on that candy thermometer, turn off the heat and... Oh shit! No! Dexter, I forgot an important step. Add your butter and dump in the teaspoon of baking soda that you had measured on the side. You're going to notice the second you start mixing this baking soda in, the mixture is going to start to kind of foam and froth, and it's going to immediately turn a lighter color. You should expect that. That's what the baking soda is there to do. It's to create a lot of tiny little bubbles to make your brittle. As soon as everything starts pulling away from the sides of the pan and it's a pale blob,
throw it onto a cookie sheet and immediately start spreading it around. You can use a spatula for this, a spoon. In this instance, I used a couple of forks to just kind of pull it around the cookie sheet, and then you're going to set it aside to cool.
Okay, our brittle has been resting for, I want to say about 20 minutes. It comes off of the sheet pretty easily because we greased it well, so the last step is to just break this into little bite-sized pieces. This part is a lot of fun. Really let loose on this thing. Great tension. Oh no, don't you eat any of that. Puppies can't eat pecans. You can have this. Sit. Pause it. There you go. Thank you. So what you're left with are little shards. Oh, it's so good. But that's all there is to it. Just makes a great gift. You can box it up. It's very sturdy. Give it to your friends. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I hope you find this helpful. Please make this holiday season. I'm gonna go eat the rest of this. Bye.